Hello friends, I am Nabila Vatsaria from Hyderabad, which is popularly known as City of Pearls. I've done my bachelor's in architecture a few years ago. However, I fell in love and got married right after my studies and got into a new profession called homemaker. Having said that, many of you would agree that initially changing your career is definitely not a piece of cake. So, I took a couple of years of time to get used to this situation. However, I still had that thirst for knowledge and decided to fulfill my dream of pursuing masters abroad by taking baby steps towards my final goal. So, my first step was to correct my communication skills and get through IELTS. Now, the next question was, where can I find the best mentor? So, at first, the only option I could think was the institutes that claims to prepare you for different entrance tests. As many of you would do, I enrolled in one of them by trusting the reviews. But trust me, I went there for a week and then never went back thereafter. The reason was I didn't connect to the methodology that they used over there. Next, I called in a private tutor to teach me the correct way to crack IELTS. You won't believe, I had given like 20 to 25 practice tests for reading and listening and about 10 to 12 practice tests for writing before the test date. But unfortunately, I couldn't get the desired bands for each section. I was really disheartened at this point of time, thinking that I couldn't get through it and maybe this is not my cup of tea. However, one day while I was checking stories on Instagram, I came across this advertisement of Unacademy, which was a digital platform to learn from some of the profound mentors. I vaguely went through the videos and came across Shruti ma'am's videos. I loved the way she was teaching and then I started digging deep. However, I came to know that she was one of the best mentors in India. And finally, going through the reviews was my final heads up. I immediately mailed her, and not to forget, by the time I mailed her, I was going to give my second attempt to IELTS. However, as usual, I was not able to crack the second time as well. So, I finally thought of calling Shruti ma'am to ask her whether or not she would take me as a student, as she has strict criteria to select and train limited number of students. Shruti ma'am has some amazing tricks up the sleeve. She taught me that the correct way of achieving goals is to learn from an expert and that there are no shortcuts to perfection. Now, you all must be thinking, why is she bragging about her so much, right? So, the quality that distinguishes her is that she doesn't accept mediocrity. She pushes you to explore your limits and also helps you to achieve meritocracy. That indeed is a rare quality. I have taken her classes on Unacademy and trust me, she remembers each and everyone's names and keep calling out their names and urges them to raise questions and write back when questioned. She will not move further until everyone has understood the concept. That is the quality which I admire the most. I have never experienced a mentor like Shruti ma'am, and not every teacher has this kind of patience which she has. Next, let's talk about the techniques. Like I have said before, she has some amazing tricks up the sleeve. But the one which I like is how she breaks down the minute concepts with simplicity. She explains the right technique with a reason and also gives you a flexibility of asking why, which is not given by many of the mentors. That's what makes her unique. Having said so much, you all must have understood the miracle she has done on my language. I am much more confident and I'm ready to face the world out there. Well, I believe that it's utmost important to learn the right strategies while learning any language. Why is it so? It's simply because if you have learnt the language, strategically, using the techniques correctly, then there is no place for doubt. And if there is no place for doubt, then confidence automatically comes to you as a gift. And that is the beauty of learning English, or for that matter, anything from an expert. Like I have said before, I had joined an institute and also had a private trainer earlier. The difference between them is willingness to share knowledge. Not everyone is capable of doing that. Shruti ma'am teaches with all her heart by embracing your weaknesses and working on it, and also enlightens the strengths you have. Previously, I didn't believe in the use of technology for learning. I always thought the old school methods are the best. Learning virtually on digital platform was something that I was not very fond of. But now, I have a completely different perspective towards online learning. And also, over the period of time, I have learned that it eliminates all the hassle like traffic, and of course, the girls out there would agree with me about the confusion of what to wear. So, saying that, I would always prefer online learning over the typical method. I wouldn't deny the fact that we all have learnt English from our childhood, but we didn't really have that courage of speaking it in public. So, when I reflect back and look for the reasons why I wasn't able to communicate properly, is because our basics were never up to the mark. Shruti ma'am has rectified it, and I no longer use broken sentences and instead make them complex by using connectors. Every student has its own challenges while preparing for IELTS. Mine were pretty much in all the sections, but specifically in reading and writing. Conveying your message or your opinion through writing is entirely different from speaking. In my opinion, you can at least convey it through your speaking, but when it comes to writing, you start falling short of words. That was my biggest challenge, right from the beginning of the paragraph till concluding it. I have learned that it should be like flowing water, and I was able to achieve it only from her classes. My advice to students out there is to look out for the right mentor who motivates you to achieve more and also who values your time and energy. Lastly, I would say Shruti ma'am is one stop for all your hurdles you face in achieving your desired bands and also to conquer your deepest fears while communicating. So, thank you for hearing me out and I really appreciate your patience. Do comment below and let me know what are your hurdles while preparing for IELTS. Thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.